Okay, so tonight, make a change in my tools. So, I initially thought that this was a great idea, putting my tool stands on these brake drums here. I had some leftover gas pipe, it was 1 inch thick, pretty solid stuff, so I was like, I bet that works. I've seen all kinds of YouTube videos online about it. A lot of people have done it. Granted, they use thicker pipe. And so, once I was done, that's what I came up with. I mean, that's not horrible, but I'd rather have something a little bit more sturdy. So I've decided, this actually works quite well too, just to stabilize things. But then I gotta carry 2 pieces around. I mean, that's pretty solid right there. But I've opted for something different. And also, the drill press, it's the same way. This one, I didn't quite get the fulcrum point right. I think it needs to scoot back a little bit. And the same with this one, even though I stacked the pipes vertically, or pretty close to vertically, I probably could scoot it back a little bit and it may be a little bit more stable. But I do plan on upgrading both of these at some point and getting the next size up. So that's why I decided to grab a couple more of these heavy duty tool stands. Just like the one that the Vice is on right now, except this one is a little bit bigger. Heavy duty tool stand. So I got 2 of these, one for each one of the tools over there, one for the bandsaw, one for the drill press. I'll be putting those together tonight and putting the tools onto the stands. And I think that's gonna allow me, it'll just be a better situation. I won't have to be concerned about it tipping over. It'll sit solid. I'll be able to, put some weight into it and I won't have to worry about things falling over and such. So, now that I got that entertainment center out of here, last but not least is this thing here. I've had this for 4, 5, 6 years, I guess. And I've used it like maybe a dozen times. And now that the kids are getting older, they want to go out and make some money shoveling, so I don't need it anymore. I mean, it only snows big here, once a year if we're lucky, and it's almost always gone within a day or two, so it's just not necessary. So that's the next item to be removed. So I've got a full-on 3-car garage that I will have for my tool space. I plan on buying one last heavy-duty stand for that thing. I like having it on these little rectangular or square stands because they're solid, they got a good solid base, they don't take up too much width. I did used to have that miter saw on a miter saw utility stand, the rigid utility stand, but it was just difficult to maneuver around. When I parked it somewhere, it took up it seemed like it took up more space than it needed to. It wasn't readily available. If I had it broken down and stood up, it basically stood up like a dolly on its side vertically when it was broken down. Had a couple of big large wheels, which was nice when I was doing construction and I needed to transport it from job site to job site, but that's not the case anymore. Now the case is that I have working on setting up a shop here with all of my tools that are readily available at any given moment. So if I decide to come out here and make something, I can just do so and I don't have to set up or move stuff around or anything like that. So I've got the 3-car garage. I'm getting the material that I need for my carpenter's workbench. So I'm getting a 12-inch by 5 1/4 glue lamp tomorrow. that I am going to, it's 12 inches deep, so I want my tool bench to be 6 inches long by 24 inches wide. So I'm going to laminate the two pieces together with dowels and glue and make the top of my bench. I don't know how much extra material I'll have for the legs yet, so I'm not real sure what I'm going to do about the legs. I don't think I'm going to have enough glue lam for that, so I might have to just put it on sawhorses for right now until I figure out what to do for the bottom, for the base of it, because it's got to be solid. Otherwise, what's the point of making one? It's got to be solid, not move at all, and that's exactly what it's going to be. So there you go, a quick run through of what I'm planning on doing tomorrow.